everybody. So we are here with Tuesday 10. This is an open collaboration with Cindy at Studio Lou. So hashtag Tuesday 10 to see all of hers. I decided, so basically the way she does it is she pulls 10 items from her stash and creates with them, works with them until she goes through those 10 items. Making ephemera and things like that, which is great. But currently my ephemera slash embellishment, I always get those two words crisscrossed. But currently my stash is pretty full. So I'm not focusing on building my stash, but I thought I'm kind of trying to focus a lot more on playing, just spending time in my art journal, in my glue book, just playing around, not necessarily working on a specific project. Sorry, I've got some eye issues going on, and I've got eye drops in my eyes, in one of them, and it causes my nose to run, and so if you hear me sniffling, that's what that's all about. So Tuesday 10. So 10 items. I pulled 10 items from my stash, and my intention mostly is to not necessarily build ephemera unless I'm specifically working on a journal that something that in my stash kind of speaks to that theme, then I'll do that. But otherwise, I'm going to just focus on playing around in my art journal a little bit. Real quick, I think the last Tuesday 10 I did, I played around with, I should tag these so I don't spend time trying to flip through and find them. I played around with some really old newspaper, and I did a little test to see. One of them was with, here we go. One of them was with a glue stick, and I've since painted over it. But you can kind of see there's newspaper back here in the background. I don't know, you can't really see much of it here. I probably should have showed y'all in a video before I painted over it, but I did glue stick and laid the newspaper down. It's really thin, really old newspaper, and just did a little bit of glue stick spots, didn't fully cover it. And then I did my weld bond, and then I laid all the having a squirrel moment here. I laid all the newspaper down and then let it dry, and I peeled it up. To see, I just wanted like splotches of, you can probably see it better in this one, splotches of the newsprint. I didn't want it to cover completely. I wanted to see if it worked better with glue stick or with weld bond. And they both worked pretty much the same. They did what I intended them to do, because I had a whole sheet of newspaper on both of these, and I pulled them up, and it only stuck where the glue was. So that little experiment kind of worked. Basically, I was trying to decide if glue stick worked better to stick down the paper than my weld bond. They worked pretty much the same. So, anyways, 10 items for Tuesday 10. I have these two strips. They are some painty paper scraps. A couple years ago, I got in a house that was being cleaned out. My partner at the time was very much into junk hauling and helping people clean out houses and things like that, and so I was often privy to boxes of books and boxes of stuff, and I was not full-time paid, but full-time totally into collage, and so anything paper related I grabbed. One of the things in this house that was going to be going to, all this stuff was going to the dump, so one of the things was a big portfolio, an artist portfolio, and it appeared to be like a student's work. It was full of different paintings and different sizes, different mediums. You could tell it was like, there was a little bit of progression pages, things like that. So you could tell it was like a student working on different things. But anyways, so I ended up with a bunch of painty papers, and I just kind of cut them down in strips and squares and pieces that I can work with. And that's what these two are. This appears to be maybe a drawing with some, the paint on both sides of this is really dry feeling. It's very matte, very dry, scratchy feeling. But so we have those two. We have an old envelope stamp, 1975. We have a spoon. This is from a Trader Joe's brown paper bag. They have cool paper bags. We have this two little boys climbing, looks like the side of a house. This is from some sort of book. We have a purple card. And we have an envelope. Yeah. This is some jelly printing that I did a while back on a little card. Nothing special there. Piece of scrapbook paper. And then this is from another one of the art books. I think you guys have seen pieces of them come through. Books filled with like digital design, things of that nature. So that's one of those. So here we go. I think just off the top of my head, these three things are speaking to me for a ephemera for a journal that I'm working on. Likely probably just going to be journal cards, but you know, there you go. This little guy I want to fussy cut, and we'll stick him somewhere in this journal. I'm not gonna, well, I guess I could really get close to him. A little eye situation going on here. But surprisingly, I can see. So, I am kind of in between journals right now. I'm working on a Christmas one. I'll be honest, I'm kind of burnt out on it. If you saw me working on it in my last video, I'm just feeling a little burnt out on it. So I haven't been as gung-ho working on it as I should be. So I'm kind of just, again, here I am playing to kind of get my brain out of that mode. I'm off work today. It's Tuesday, and I'm off work because of my eye situation. So I thought I would look at that. A blank page in the art journal. That is weird. Weird. Again, most of this was just from, like, if I was working on something I had green paint left over, I just threw it on the page. Blue paint left over, just threw it on the page. So most of this has no rhyme or reason. And it, you know, it's kind of like, where can I go with it? What can I do with it? How about, looky there, I think we might just make a pocket out of this. That was not my intention, but it matches, so we're going to work with it. I don't know what we'll put in it, but we'll figure that out at a later time. And just because I like to, we'll round the corners. Almost out of glue, so I'm fighting with my glue a little bit. Yeah, so I could work on my Christmas journal, but I'm kind of blah with it right now, so I've kind of set it aside. I have for a while been playing around with the idea of doing a crow themed journal. And I've been collecting stuff, and it just, every day, it just eats at me a little bit more and more and more. Like, you need to be doing this, Shell. Why are you not working on your crow journal, Shell? And I know it's because I have this idea in my brain as to how I want it to look. But there's a part of me that doesn't quite know how to execute that. So, I'm intimidated by it. I am intimidated by it. So, with that being said, I've been holding it off, and I've just been collecting stuff, random stuff. Ugh, gotta get me some more glue. And I will, I'm kind of inclined to start on that and play around with that a little bit. Because, again, I have so much stuff. And it's like one of those things, I have an idea in my brain, but I know I won't be able to execute it until I start doing it. And so I think the sooner I get started on this, the easier it will be for my brain to decide that, yes, this is how it's going, this is what we're doing, and this is going to work. You know, it's kind of like an abstract idea right now floating around in my brain. And if I just start making it happen, maybe it won't be so abstract, and maybe it'll start to literally come together. Maybe. I don't even know if you guys are in frame here. I assume you are. Oh yeah, you are. Good deal. Don't ask what I'm doing. I'm just playing. I'm just freely. I kind of like that though. I need you to stick down. That's for sure. I'm not sure why they're not wanting to stick down, but and I'm kind of thinking this card says happiness is what you bring to the world. I can agree with that. I think I'm just going to tuck it in this envelope. It's blank on the back side. Fine for a journal card. I don't have many pockets, and okay, Mr. Spoon. I don't have many pockets. I don't have any pockets except for that one I just put down. In this journal, it's mostly just art, as in like paint and mixed media type stuff, not really a journal. So, well, and except for that envelope I did last time, I don't know if you guys remember, but I had another random envelope that I created with. Where can this go? cute little stamp on this. I should probably tear it off, but I'm not going to. I'll let it be buried with the envelope it came on. And I don't, maybe I'll go around this. Let me see if I have like a purple. I've got these little stamps, these little ink pads that a friend of mine gave me. She was cleaning out her area. And so they're, all that to be said, they're about dead. So I'm just kind of trying to use the last of them. Happiness is what you bring to the world. Did you know that? Did you know that happiness is what you bring to the world? And let's see here. We got this guy. Let's see if anything kind of speaks to this. Yeah, some of these pages are done. Some of them I have no idea what I've got going on. I was going to trim this initially. My thought process was to trim this, but since it fits, and I actually kind of like with the house showing and the moon, we might just leave it alone. Leave it alone, Shell. Leave it alone. Might just stick him in there and call him done. I'm sure this seems like so simple. Like, what? Why is she even wasting our time with this? But again, I initially wanted to make ephemera with the Tuesday 10, and I might still go back to that being all 10 pieces of ephemera. But my stash is so big because I spent, well, I still had some left over from Mass Make March from earlier this year. And then I still had, or I spent all of Junk Journal July in making ephemera. So that was 30 days worth of making ephemera. So tell me what this speaks to you. I could cut all 4 of them out. This quote in here says, "These pains you feel are messengers, listen to them." I wonder if we cut them all out, because she looks pretty painful, right? Even if it's just mental anguish. I say just mental anguish, like it's no big deal if it's mental anguish, but even if what the pain she's feeling is not physical, if it's mental, it's still a pain. And all pain is messenger. So maybe we'll do something with these on this spread. Maybe if we leave it like that 3, and this one off to the side. What do you think about that? Or was trying to decide if there was a better way not to cover up so many of the leaves, because I kind of like them. Let's try this. What do you think? Here we can start with you and you and you. We need to go here. I'm kind of playing with the floor line here is what is my brain process right now. Lining up the floor lines. What do you think? I think so. Already got glue building up on my fingers. So if we do this, then I'm going to say that this page, this spread is done, because I don't necessarily know that I'd want to add any more. So I've got my quote and got my background, got my images. Wouldn't have to stress about anything more on this one. There we go. Okay, where are we down to? Are we down to these three? Okay, well that was pretty quick. Here's my other card I was talking about. It's my London card with my corn cob cut. Okay, we'll set this aside and we'll look at these as far as ephemera. I'm thinking I could do tags out of these, obviously, or to the starting of tags. My thought process is that these blacks would work in my crow journal, is my thought process initially. Let's see here. Are we... What do we say? Like, what do you think about the backs of these? Because I was going to back them because this back is so dark and blah. What do you say we do the backs? I don't know that that's going to peel off, so we might just have to trim around. If we do the backs, we cut them down to this size. So the back would have a pocket on it. A lovely little library card pocket. And that would use up 2 more pieces out of my stash. Okie dokie. I have no real update on anything going on here. The weather is still absolutely dumb hot. Our high today was 102, and that's the actual temperature, not the feels like temperature. They're talking feels like temperatures gonna be like in the 115s to 120s. And that's just stupid hot. So, even if I wasn't at home with an eye issue, I would not be out in it. For sure. Not a fan of that. And I tell you guys that every time I talk about it, I know, but I don't know if you can see this or not. Huh. You can't see it, but there is a, like a security tag up in here. See that? Why in the world would there be a security tag in a library book? Riddle me this. Huh. I assume that's a security tag. That's certainly what it looks like. Huh. Interesting. Like a piece of metal, like a metal detector would go off. Let's see if this one doesn't have it, from the same library. I wonder what's so special about that book. What book was it? Hacker by Lee Martin, or Martin Lee, 43. Interesting. Maybe it was just a sticker, I don't know, but sure looked like a metal detecting type security tag to me. Oh, the things we learn. Yeah, so it's stupid hot outside, and I don't know that there's any kind of relief in sight. I know that they've been talking about we're not expecting rain, which would be relief. I'm going to keep this because we can make a little side tucker pocket with that. No relief for the heat anytime soon. Well, I say that. It's like we're expecting a cold front this weekend, but that means instead of highs in the hundreds, we're going to have highs in like the mid-90s. And still humidity's going to be dumb, so we're still looking at oppressively hot. And I'm over it. I'm absolutely over it. Done with it. Done with the sun. Ready for it to be over. ready for the winter to descend upon us. Okay, well, so we have 2 little pocket cards. Nice. That can be, you know what? Maybe I'll just cut them into tags now. Still looks crooked even though I did it right. I have to dig out my ribbon box. Ugh. I did a little bit of cleaning this last weekend in here, and so you know what that means. Everything's put back in its place. So when I need to find something, I gotta dig it back out. Okay, so there we go. And then I'll keep these for little tags, or little pockets or tags. And then we have this. We have this. What can we do with this? It's thin. And what do you think? What do you think? What do you think, y'all? It's gonna need to be backed. I know that for sure. Oh, let's reach over here and see what I have. That's pretty, but that won't work for what we're doing. Hopefully my big head's not in the way. Oig. Okay, so let's see here. What do we want to do with this piece of paper? Think, Shell, think. I mean, we can just back it with just regular... Oh, here we go. Let's see here. Let me see if this has... This is a resume folder. Okay. We're going to go with this. We are going to cut this down the center because we don't cut straight. And we are going to straighten that edge that we just cut that was not straight. Actually, let's do this first. Let us decide that we are going to do... I don't know how big my pages are going to be, and I'm thinking Crow Journal here. So let me swing this wide and cut it wide. And let me trim this uneven edge here. Okay, so this, I'm gonna utilize this little pocket here. And I think what we'll do, big is that? It's 2. So let's do this. How big are we? 1, 2, 6. So it's 6 by 6, so we'll do 3. Nope, we're not. We're gonna do 2. I'm being indecisive. I've got like 2 different thoughts going through my brain right now, so we'll do 2 and 1 over. And then, okay, get this back situated. So how many did we do here? Again, I don't do math. I don't do measurements. 3, 4, 5. Trim this one down. Another one of these. Now I'll trim the top and get my edge clean. And then we said that was 2 and 1. Doesn't leave me much left, but that's okay. That little scrap can be used somewhere. Okay. Moving off to the side here. Using my little palette, my little paddle. And we are going to put this under here. Eyeball line it up. And fold around the edge. We'll do the same to this. And again, this is just going to be some base pieces for ephemera for my squirrel journal. What? Exactly. Squirrel brain. Crow journal. We are doing pieces for my crow journal with my squirrel brain. Oig. And I was saying these are just going to be base pieces, so I'm not going to go all out. Oh, can y'all see that? You probably can't see it, but I just made a mess with what little glue I have. I just told you I was about out of glue. See what it did? Just piled up there. Because, you know, just waste the glue show. Anyways. We will use it. I don't know for what yet. We will use it. Ugh. Let me just make a mess of this. So this paper is really weird. This polka dotted paper, it's like layered. It got some glue on it and it started peeling off this layer. That's weird. I'll have to put something. Oh, glue on the fingers. we'll have to put something there to cover that little mishap. Oh, you know what? With these little pieces, let's go ahead and do something with these. Let's go ahead and call them little corner tucks. And let's see if we can't do something with I think we can. We're gonna eyeball this. Just to use up this last little bit, we might as well, right? And because we have glue hanging out on our mat now. Oy. See, I don't know if you can tell, but it's like peeling off. Really weird. Like it's 2 layers or something. Almost like a napkin does, you know? Oig. Oh well. We'll work with it. Like I said, it's just this little square piece that I had, so it's all used up now, so we don't have to worry about it. So we got 2 little tuck spots. Excuse me, I got the hiccups. And then 2 big tuck spots. Okay, and then 2 cards. Tags that we can tuck something else in there. Okay, well that does it for Tuesday 10. I used up all 10 pieces. Again, I'm just kind of playing around right now, not working on anything specific. So I'm probably going to work a little bit in my glue book. I got a new magazine in the mail today. I've got y'all all bumpy. I'm sorry about that. I got a new magazine in the mail today, so instead of letting it pile up, I might just harvest it and play in my glue book a little bit. So who knows? I might take a nap. Anyways, I'll close this up for now. Tuesday 10. Thanks for joining me. Hashtag Tuesday 10 and check out Cindy at Studio Lou. She gets quite a bit more involved in her ephemera making than I do. So I highly recommend you guys check her out, her Tuesday 10s, and all of her stuff, because she's doing some wonderful stuff right now. I do highly recommend. That's all for now, and I'll be back soon enough. See you next time. Bye.